Hey everyone, drifting is my hobby here. Back with video 5. This is RC Help Tips and Tricks. First off, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little tour of my shop. That way people ain't asking too many questions about it. We can go ahead and get that knocked out. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I have some other things I want to talk about, and I'm only in the 10-minute time frame. So we'll give a quick little tour. We're not going to see about everything, but I just wanted to show you some of the stuff. That way you guys can kind of see what I've got going on around in my shop. Okay. This is just one of the shops that I own. This is actually the one that's out in my yard, and I have another one that's actually up in my house. This is just where I keep most of the majority of my big stuff and stuff that I'm just little projects. Stuff that's kind of out of season, things like that of nature, you know. Let's say, so this is just a quick tour of the new man cave from where I had the old one. I did some things a little different. I'm into slot cars, trains, rockets. And then I put all the bodies above the door. Airplane I'm working on. Got a TV down here. And I set all the cars. There's quite a few hanging around. More tools and toolboxes and parts that I want to talk about. So that's that. And I'm going to bring you guys back to my view, which is usually you're looking from this angle over. So we'll go ahead and get that switched now. Alright, here we are now. The second part of the RC Help Tips and Tricks is hobby grade versus toy grade models. I see this a lot. A lot of you guys already know the difference. And I'm just going to give you a couple of big differences that make up, you know, the difference in the toy grade compared to the hobby grade. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into that one. The next one will be make a bind plug for your Spectrum. The next one will be on Nimh battery care. You know, if you're running or racing Nimh batteries, I got some tips for that, so that'll be the last how we'll end this one. Alright, so jumping into this video, everybody, anything new going on right now is just working on the carpet stuff. I'm going to be building some crawlers, so I'll be bringing you a video next week of, it'll be about rock crawling, and I've got the Venom rock crawlers, and I'm going to go through a build on them. I'm actually going to do a test between the carpet tips and the rock crawling tips and see which one gets more views. And whichever one does, it'll stay. Pretty much, it'll illuminate one or the other. Either the rock crawling tips will stick, or the carpet tips will stick. So we'll see how that goes. So be looking for them videos up and coming. 2-week video will be about winterizing to store your Nitro model. So be ready for that. That's in 2 weeks. I went ahead and put it on the back burner. All right, guys. So this is hobby grade versus toy grade. Just to mention a couple of things about the quality of the product is a lot different. Of course, you know, you can go to any retailer, Walmart, Kmart, etc., toy stores, whatever, and pick up a toy grade from anywhere from, you know, 40 bucks to a big one like this to over 100 bucks. Now, this is just your average big monster truck from Walmart or the toy store or wherever, you know. This is just a regular one, and now what's really different about this one is that it takes the kind of plug is the Tamiya plug, which is a traditional plug. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. I'll see if I can bring that into view. But yeah, that's kind of gets a lot of people confused. But as far as the steering, the speed, everything like that, you can adjust on it, like the steering. This has got weak servo throw. This one you can actually buy additional different kind of servos, you know, get torques and different things like that, which is more hobby grade. As far as the radio, this is just a regular solid channel. That means you can't run more than a couple of these models at a time, whereas these you can get the Spectrum, runs, you know, so many, or you can get the 27 or the 75 and run with a bunch of guys. The biggest thing between the toy and the hobby grade is that this has upgradable and replaceable parts. So let's say you go out and you bust up a curb with your toy grade one. Well, you might as well just chunk it to the birds because they do not offer any kind of replacement. They consider it disposable. Once it's broke, it's to play with a little bit, and it's disposable. Nothing's interchangeable on it. It's nothing really easy to get to as far as the transmission. It's not user friendly. It's not, you know, as far as the hobby grade models now that you can change out everything. Let's say you hit a tree with this, you break an arm. Well, you can actually go to the hobby shop and find this specific part you want in either plastic, or you can upgrade to aluminum, so you actually go a hop up. And there's so much more that you can do with the hobby grade models. This is really for the experienced, or for the guy that wants to be more experienced with the mechanics and the tools and just the workmanship of how machines work and things like that. They're very educational. So if I was telling you guys, look, they look like they're RCs. Yeah, okay, that's cool. They're both radio controlled. They're both trucks. But the difference is the way that they're made, the quality, the individual parts that you can purchase, the wheels, for instance. You know, you're going to wear out wheels. So, and all in all, just leave the plastic ones on the shelf. Don't worry about purchasing them, and save up to get another. Put a little bit more money with what you got and get you a hobby grade model. It will pay off in the long run. There's even cheap entry-level hobby grade RCs that you can check out. So enough on that. We're going to move on now to make a bind plug. I should already know, but I'm just showing. That's a bind plug, and what it is a receiver plug that you would find on any RC. It's one of these. That's all it is. Now, let's say you lose this little bind plug. An easy way to make another one is to take an old servo that you got here and cut this off, probably be approximately there. And this wires are white, red, black. It doesn't matter. Just go for the out ones. Cut the plug pretty long, about right there at least. That way you have enough room to work with. And what you're going to do is you're going to bind the red and the white together and snip down the black. The black is the middle one. You always want to cut down the middle one down to nothing, and bind the two outer ones and twist them together, tape them together, solder them together. And that's how you have a ready anytime bind plug. So if you have any old servos laying around that ain't worth nothing, make you a couple bind plugs. That's a good tip, because it's a pain when you got to go buy another bind plug when you got broken servos, and you can make them all day long for the cost of nothing, just sitting at your house. Alright, the last thing that I have on this little session right here is on battery packs. This is on Nimhs. Let's say you guys are racers and you haven't ran your pack in a while, and you pull it out and you find out that it won't hold a charge. And you try it again. Usually you're charging anywhere from 3 to 5 amps. 3 amps if you're wanting to get a little more run time out of it. It's going to be a little slower. But if you're racing Nimhs, I would suggest like a 4 or 5 amp rating charge. I know that's going to be hard on the cells, but they actually pep up a little bit whenever you're doing that for racing. So if you're running Nimh cells and you're running your buddy, try this. Take a little, if you got one of the chargers that actually you can mess with the amperage on, I'd turn it up to 4. I'd go with 5. If you're running 3000s plus, I'd go with 5 amps. And just let that charge. And I bet you the guy that's running it at 3 or 4 amps, 2 amps, however he's charging it, I bet you'll smoke him. Guarantee it. Alright, so back to the battery care. Let's say that you ain't ran it, and you put it inside your vehicle, and it just is just slow, it dies just instantly. There's a way to revive these Nimh cells. What I do is I take my charger that I was just talking about, put it all the way down on 1 amp. I plug it in and let it charge for about 5 to 10 minutes just to hit a little bit of charge. And then I try to bump it up to 3 amps. And then I let that go through one cycle till it completes. Then I pull it out and put it in my truck. And I just kind of half throttle it around until it's dead. Now it's going to need cycling. I'm thinking 3 or 4 times or more. So do that 3 amps to 5 amps. And run it real slow, either 3 to 5 times, and then it should start kicking back up and holding memory and giving you a little more punch. Anyways, that's this week's RC Tips, Helps, and Tricks. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to check out other videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, be looking for the new videos that's coming out. This is Drifting Is My Hobby. Keep your fuel tanks full and your batteries charged. Till next time, guys. Thanks for watching.